Hi friends, welcome to GT Coding. In this video, we are going to learn about objects in JavaScript. So I have my HTML file over here and I have linked this script.js over here. So let's go to our JavaScript and learn about objects. So object in JavaScript is a collection of properties and methods. So in JavaScript, almost everything is an object. So it is structured in key value pairs. So let's create an object. There are three different ways of creating an object. So first of all, we'll create an object in a simple way. So we'll just type let and the name of our object and equals, then we will type this curly braces. So this is our object. We have an object called person and we don't have any properties in here, but we have this object. We'll just print it in our console. So I will write console.log person. So we can see we have this object and we don't have any properties, but this is an empty object. We'll create another object. So we'll create an object called player, and in that we will have a property called name. We'll say Michael, and we will have another property called speed. We'll give it a speed of 200. So now this is our object called player, and it has a property called name, which has a value of Michael, and a property called speed, which has a value of 200. So let's print this player out, console.log player. So here we can see we have our object, we have the name and the speed. So this is how you create an object. Now let's access one of the properties in our object. So if you want to access the properties of an object, you have to use the dot notation. So we just type player dot name, and if I will save this, we can see we get the value of our name property. If we'll type player dot speed, we get the speed over here. So this is how you access the values inside an object. You can also modify the values in an object. So we'll say player dot speed and we will set it equal to 400, and we will console.log it again, player dot speed. So here we can see, first of all, we get this value of 200, which is on line 6 here, because we have the value of speed to be 200, and then we change the value of speed to 400, and when we print it again, we can see we get the value of 400. You can also add properties for your object. So we'll just type player, and here we will type a new parameter, level, and here we will type the level to be 3. Now our player object has a new property called level. So we'll just console.log it out. So here we can see we have this new property called level, and we can access that using this same syntax that we had over here. So this is how you create a basic object in JavaScript. Now we will see another way of creating an object. So we will type the name of our object, my object, and here we use the built-in keyword called object in JavaScript. So now we have a new object called my object. So I will just print it out. So we can see that we have this object over here and it does not have any properties. It is an empty object. Now the other way of creating an object is by using the object.create method. So we'll just type my object equals object.create, and here you have to pass the prototype to be used to create the object. If you don't have any, we can just type null, and we have our object created. So we'll just console.log and type my object. We can see we have this object right here. So we'll create another object with a prototype or a template. So first of all, we'll create a template. So we'll say person equals name We just type fine for now, and age 20, and we'll also have a function. An object can contain parameters as well as functions. So functions in an object is called methods. So we will have this method called talk. So I will type function, and inside here I will just type console.log hi I am, and here I will type this dot name. So here this is used to point to this current object. So this dot name refers to this name over here. So we will create an object using the object.create method. So we'll create an object called Jane object.create, and we'll pass this prototype over here. So our object will be created called Jane, which will have this structure. Now if I will type console.log and type jane.age, we get this value 20 over here because this object is created using this template. Now we can even change these values, but let's just change the name. So we'll type jane.name equals Jane Smith. So we'll create another object called John. So we'll type object.create. This will have the same prototype. So john.name equals John. So we have both of these objects over here, and so now I will type jane.talk and john.talk. So now if I'll press save, we can see we get these two statements. Hi, I am Jane Smith. So this is the object called Jane, and we have created the object using this person template, and we have changed the name to Jane Smith. And here we have another object called John, which is also created using person, and we have changed the name to John. So if we do not have this name changed, we can see we get the default name that we had over here. So this is how objects are created in JavaScript. So JavaScript is an object-oriented language. So understanding the concept of objects is really important. So we will be using objects pretty much everywhere in JavaScript. So there are many built-in objects in JavaScript. We'll just take a look at some of them. So we have an object called window in JavaScript. The window object has some data about our browser window. So if I will type window dot inner height, so this will give me the height of our window. So I'll just type console.log, and here we can see we have this height to be 700. So this is our window, and we have the height to be 700. We'll also check the width of our window. So I'll just copy this, and here I will type inner width. So it gives me a value of 1366. If I resize the window, so here I have resized this window. Now if I will check this, we get the new value of our height and width. So this is a built-in object in JavaScript. There are many other objects. So we'll just take a look at the string object and some of its properties. So if I have a string called name, so this variable is of string data type, so we can use the methods and properties of string object to our variable. So I will just type console.log, and here I will type name dot length, and if I will save this, we get this value as 8 because we have 8 characters, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So this is one of the properties in the string object. We also have another property called char at. So if I'll type 2 over here, so it will display the character at the position 2. So this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So we should get C as the output. So we can see we get C as the output. So in the same way, you can also use it right on our string. So here if I'll type hello, and if I will type char at and a value of 1, we'll get e as the output. So let me just save it. So we see that we get the value e as the output. So this is how the string object is used in JavaScript. There are so many other built-in objects in JavaScript which you can check out. So this was a basic video on objects in JavaScript. I hope that you have understood how to create, access, modify objects in JavaScript. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section below. And next we'll learn about document object model, and then we will see how to access different elements in our HTML using JavaScript. So stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.